Welcome to story time. Our next book is called Rufus Goes to School. It's about a little piggy who's going to go to school for the first time. It'll be like going back to school for the first time when we all go back to school too. Okay. Every day, Rufus Leroy Williams III turned the pages of his favorite book. He looked at every picture. He made up stories to go with them, but he could not read the words. Rufus knew just what to do. He would go to school and learn to read, but first he needed a backpack. Early the next morning, Rufus scuttled down the street to school. He peeked through the front door. Then he trotted down the hall to the principal's office. He was greeted by the principal's secretary. Principal Lippett's secretary knocked on his door. "There's a pig to see you." Rufus stepped forward. "My name is Rufus Leroy Williams III, he said. "I have a backpack and I'm ready for school." The principal shook his head. "No pigs in school." "Why not?" asked Rufus. "Because pigs track mud in the halls," said Principal Lippett. "They turn their drawings into airplanes. They play leapfrog in class. And they start food fights in the cafeteria." Rufus frowned. "But I have a backpack." "Makes no difference," said Principal Lippett, and he showed Rufus to the door. Rufus Leroy Williams III really wanted to go to school, and he knew just what he needed: a lunchbox. Right before lunchtime, the secretary poked her head into Principal Lippett's office. "The pig is back," she whispered. "My name is Rufus Leroy Williams III, he said. "I have a backpack and a lunchbox. I am ready for school." The principal folded his arms. "No pigs in school." "Why not?" asked Rufus. "Because pigs knock over the block towers," said Principal Lippett, "and they hide under the teacher's desk. Pigs draw stick figures on the chalkboard," he waggled his finger at Rufus, "and they chase their classmates during recess." "But I have a backpack and a lunchbox," Rufus frowned. "Makes no difference," said Principal Lippett, and he waved Rufus out the door. Rufus Leroy Williams III really wanted to go to school, and he knew just what he needed: a blanket. Because he sees all these kids taking a nap, so he thinks a blanket will help him get into school. During nap time, the secretary opened Principal Lippett's door. "Sir?" Rufus Leroy Williams III rushed past her. "I have a backpack, a lunchbox, and a blanket, and now I'm really ready for school." The principal sighed. "I told you, no pigs." "Wait," said Rufus. "I will never blow bubbles in my milk or finger paint my classmates. I will not stand on my head during nap time or leave nose prints on the windows, and I will come to school every day." "Sorry," the principal shook his head. "No pigs in school." "But I have a backpack and a lunchbox and a blanket," said Rufus. "Is that all?" asked the principal. Rufus frowned. What else could he need for school? "I have this." Rufus held up his favorite book. "And I want to learn to read it." "Ah," Principal Lippett smiled. "That makes a difference." He escorted Rufus out of his office and down the hall. "This is Rufus Leroy Williams III, Principal Lippett announced as they entered a classroom, "and he will be joining your class." "Hooray!" shouted the boys and girls. Rufus Leroy Williams III put away his backpack, his lunchbox, his blanket, and his favorite book. He was ready for school. Rufus loved learning the ABCs, especially the letter P, because it stands for pig. P for pig. He loved learning the 1, 2, 3s. He loved lunchtime and nap time. But Rufus loved story time most of all. Because it gave him room to dream. See, in his imagination, he's sailing on a pirate ship. Now he's back home, laying on his blanket, reading a book. The end. Rufus goes to school. Isn't that sweet? All right, my friends. I miss you very much. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.